this last episode of Mama June, but before I get into that, I do want to cover a Q&A that Pumpkin decided to do on her Instagram stories. So someone asked her, "Are you still with your boyfriend? How does he feel about your new endeavor?" She said, "Yes, still happily together, and honestly, he's super supportive. He shoots most of my photos. If I need help with videos, he's my biggest cheerleader." Then someone asked her if Josh has commented on her doing spicy content, and she said, "Not really, other than he said, 'Things you do still affect me, Pumpkin. People ask me about it, but I just tell them that you're living your life and I don't have nothing to do with it.'" And I've been very curious about that question as well. And someone said, "What does Mama June think about it?" And she said, honestly, she's been super supportive. My entire family has, the ones that matter to me. Hell, my mom promotes my link for me sometimes. Okay, that's kind of weird in my opinion. And then someone said, "Do you plan to have any more children with your boyfriend?" And she said her tubes are tied and all of our babies are about to start school. Then she was asked if she plans on getting married again, and she said, "I'd love to get married again, but honestly, I'm not rushing anything." Then she was asked, "Do you shave or grow your kitty?" And she says, "I've always been pretty open about this. I'm a grown woman with hair down there." So just in case you guys were wondering, PSA. But anyways, let's talk about this last episode. You know what I noticed from the episode before this one? You know when Josh showed up and he went to the, what was it? The ceremony for Alana because she was on the, I think it's called the Dean's List because she had over a 3.75 or 3.8 GPA. Josh was there for this milestone. But you know who I noticed wasn't there? Draylon. Alana's own man was not there for this big ceremony, and I feel like he should have been there before Josh. If Josh could have made it, he should have been there. Now let's talk about this last episode. So we saw June pop off on Cheyenne in the last episode. She accused Cheyenne of pretty much just using Jessica. She didn't trust her intentions with Jessica. And I would feel some type of way if I was Cheyenne. If my girlfriend has me moving in with her mother, and her mother feels this way about me, I would not feel comfortable up in that house. And Cheyenne pretty much told Jessica that, and told Jessica, yeah, we need to pack her bags and leave. Which I called in my last video. I said, I don't see this lasting more than a week tops. And it didn't even last a day before they're out of there. And June's like, I don't understand what I did wrong. But Justin had to call her out and be like, dude, you were yelling at her all night long. But it seems like June's actually kind of proud of herself. It kind of seems like she wants to look like the great, amazing mother because she offered Jessica and Cheyenne a place to stay. But it doesn't seem like she actually really wants them to live there. And then once they left, we catch up with Pumpkin, and Pumpkin's at her house with Darrin just chilling with the kids, and Josh comes over after he gets back from Colorado, and he walks in, and this is the first time we're seeing Josh and Darrin come face to face since Jessica's bridal shower, or I guess like what was it, like a bridal party or whatever. And they didn't say anything at the bridal party or really acknowledge each other, but Josh walks in and he makes eye contact with Darrin, and he's like, "Hey Pumpkin, can I talk to you outside for a moment?" And Pumpkin's like, "Yeah." And Pumpkin just makes the bitchiest faces sometimes. Like she's like rolling her eyes, looking all annoyed at Darrin because Josh asked her to come outside and talk to her. I'm like, okay, like I would be feeling some type of way if that was Josh watching this back. But Josh can pretty much see the way she's acting because she doesn't hide it. Like you can try to at least hide the way you're feeling. But one thing about Pumpkin is if she feels the way, you can read it right across her face. Pumpkin's facial expressions will tell you how she's feeling way before her words will. And Josh is kind of the same way too at times. He's always making these crazy facial expressions, and especially when he's uncomfortable. But Pumpkin went outside to the garage with him, and I thought he was going to rip Pumpkin a new one. But pretty much he's like, "I just want to thank you for pushing me to go see Alana. It was really needed." And he just told her he was appreciative for that. And Pumpkin was like, "You're welcome. I think it was good for the both you guys." Then they went back inside. And when they went back inside, Josh was like, "What's up, bro?" to Darrin. And that is so much progress from him pretending that Darrin doesn't even exist when he's around him to now calling him bro. And even Pumpkin cracked a little smile when she heard him say that. And Darrin was really friendly with Josh. He's like, oh, nothing. And he's like, hey, do you need me to grab some car seats? Help carry the car seats out to the car for you? And Josh is like, nah, I got it. But I will admit, this is the one thing I've been looking forward to this season, is seeing them actually speak and interact for the first time. And I'm glad that things went well, and it seems like they're going to be, you know, keep all their problems aside and do what they need to do to have a good relationship for the sake of the kids and for Pumpkin. And then after that, we see Jessica, Cheyenne, and Cheyenne's mom, and they decide to go look at wedding venues. And I don't get it. Like, we already know, it's pretty much obvious that the producers are going to pay for this wedding. I think this whole June paying for the wedding is a storyline. I've said that time and time again. Because they keep talking about how they have a $5,000 budget, yet they're looking at these freaking wedding venues that got like 500 chairs that look like full-on castles, and they're like, oh yeah, we might just have 30, 40 people at our wedding. Then why are you looking at these big-ass venues that don't make no sense, and you know it's going to cost probably 10 times the price that you're thinking of right now? And they were looking at all these venues, and the mom was like, yeah, are you sure you guys can afford this? And they're still kind of holding off for hope that June's going to step in and help pay for some of it. But what I think is messed up is Cheyenne keeps talking about, yeah, June needs to come through and pay for it, and she's really expecting that out of June. But you can't even have the decency to invite June to look at wedding venues with you. You got Cheyenne's mom with you, and yeah, she's going to pay for a little bit, but you should have June there if you want her to pay for it. She needs to be involved in just as much of the process as everybody else. And when they're looking at the wedding venues, June has Life 360, so she was able to see that they're looking at wedding venues, and she grabbed Justin and hustled up to the wedding venue and did one of her little famous pop-ins and surprised everyone. And she's like, did you guys really think you're about to look at wedding venues without me? One thing I don't like about Cheyenne's mom is it's understandable for Jessica to feel entitled for June to step up and pay for part of her wedding, since she did that with Pumpkin. But I just feel like it's not Cheyenne's mother's place to keep pushing it and acting like she feels like June's entitled to pay for Cheyenne and Jessica's place. Like, Jessica should be the one pushing for that, not Cheyenne's mom. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but you guys let me know what you think. Does that rub you the wrong way? And because of her mom being like that, I can understand why June may question Cheyenne's intentions with Jessica. And then I forgot to mention that after Jessica and Cheyenne left June's house, they pulled up at Cheyenne's mother's house and surprised her, and they're like, yeah, surprise, we're gonna be staying here now because we can't stand June's ass. And the mom was like, oh, well, I made a decision to move in with my girlfriend. So the mom, she's a lesbian, I didn't know that, and she's been dating some lady for like 10 years, and they've been long distance this whole time. That's a solid relationship to be long distance and still be together that long. But yeah, she decided that she's going to sell her place, or no, not sell her place, but move out of her place and move in with her girlfriend. I'm not buying she came to this conclusion suddenly right after the house fire, suddenly right after they leave June's house, it all just magically falls in place. I have a feeling that the mom has been deciding this for a while and decided to finally do it. And they probably knew about it, and they probably just went and had that fake slumber party at June's for a night just for a storyline. Because let's be honest, this season has been a lot of non-tech. Like, yes, we've been seeing Jessica plan her wedding, but none of it's been like riveting content that I'm just like excited to run and tell all my friends about this season. Like, I think this is one of the least exciting seasons that we've had yet. So not only is Cheyenne's mom moving out of her house, but she's willing to give it to Jessica and Cheyenne, and this is a perfect opportunity. So they decided to snatch that opportunity up, and they're very excited about it. And then once June showed up, they're talking about what venue they should pick, and they all decide to sit down and talk. And Jessica was like, yeah, so by the way, we don't need to move back in with you. We're good because we got a place of our own now. And June was like, what? She's like, yeah, so Cheyenne's mom decided to give us her house and she's going to move in with her girlfriend. And now suddenly June wants to pay for the whole wedding because she always has to one-up someone. And I'm like, oh my gosh. They need to take notes and do this for the future. If they ever want anything out of June, they just need to find something that June can one-up somebody with, and then they'll get their way. And now, of course, everybody is feeling some type of way because June was like, yeah, I'm going to pay for the wedding. I said I was going to pay for the wedding. But then they went back and they pulled the clips where June said, no, I'm not giving you no money. The bank of Mama June is officially closed. She had everybody all stressed out in a bad mood, talking crap on her for days over this wedding not being paid for. And Mama June just gaslighting everyone, acting like, what are you guys talking about? I said I was going to pay for the wedding. And at the end of the day, I think it's the producers paying for the wedding, and that's why Mama June wasn't really ever taking it serious. But I think June just likes to play the bad guy because honestly, if she hasn't been willing to play the bad guy this season or last season, we really wouldn't have had much to talk about. But that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you guys can't hear the ice cream man in the background. He's like right in front of my house. But let me go ahead and get off here. You guys let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.